everyone. Good morning. How was your weekend? I hope you had a restful weekend. Hope your weekend was fun and restful. This morning, we'll begin with our English grammar, okay? I miss you all. I miss you all, but we just have to keep doing this for our own safety. So this morning we'll begin with English grammar, and our topic is singular and plural nouns adding s. Okay? Singular and plural nouns adding s. Why are we learning? Our learning objectives are that at the end of the lesson, we should be able to define singular and plural. We should know what singular means and we should know what plural means. We also hope that we'll be able to identify nouns that are more than one. You know that when a noun is more than one, it is a plural. And finally, we should be able to make plural nouns by adding an S, as well as make sentences using plural nouns. So these are some of the things that I hope you learn at the end of this lesson. Now, what was our previous knowledge? Last week we learned countable and uncountable noun, and like the word itself says, countable nouns can be counted, uncountable nouns cannot be counted and have no plural forms. Okay, so that means today we will not even be talking about uncountable nouns at all because they don't have plural forms. Now, can you identify these nouns on your screen? You can see some pictures on your screen, right? Can you see some pictures on your screen? The first picture we have there is a picture of fire, water. Oh, that's my bad. This is an I. I'm sorry for that. Let me just cross the S out. That's an I because it is one. We have hand because it is one. That's a typographic error, okay? And then we have ball. These nouns, can you identify them for me, whether they are countable or uncountable? So fire, is it a countable noun? Can it be counted? Or is it uncountable? You got it. It is uncountable. You can't count fire. So fire does not have a plural. It doesn't have a plural form. So also water. Water is uncountable. You can't count it. While the other nouns, eye, hand, ball, they are countable. I can count the number of eyes I have on my face. 1, 2. I can count the number of hands I have. 1, 2. In my room presently, I think I have about 3 balls if I should count them. So these ones are countable. I hope you understood our previous knowledge, countable and uncountable now. We move on. Oh, sorry for that. That was a mistake. I need to clean that. Oh, no. Sorry for that, everyone. Okay, so let's move on. What are we learning? We're learning singular and plural nouns. Like I said last time, and I'm saying again, if this is too fast for you, take your time. You can pause the video, try to understand it before you continue, okay? It's not a must that you rush it, but because of every other person, we have to continue. So don't feel like you have to rush as we go. Take your time, pause the video, look at the pictures again and try to understand. So what are we learning? Singular and plural nouns. Singular means one thing. Now look at your body from your head to your toe. What is that thing on your body that is just singular, that is just one? I have one nose. I don't know about you. Maybe you have two, but I have one nose. What other thing is one on my body? I have one mouth. Yes, I have one mouth. I have one head. My head is just one. So all these things on my body are just one, singular. We have some pictures on the screen that also show singular nouns. One ball, one apple, one flower. Also, we learned about articles a and an just some weeks ago. I want to also let you know that if I don't want to say one, I can also say a. It means one. Even an means one. Okay, you will use it for single things, something that is just one. So if I don't want to say one ball, I can say a ball. That's what I can say. It still means the same thing. A means one. If I don't want to say one flower, I can say a flower. You see, a is the same thing as one. If I don't want to say one apple, I can use an, because article an is for vowel. Apple starts with a vowel a. So I'll say an apple. So I don't want you to be confused when you see the word a and an and you are wondering, a is how many exactly? It is still one. Okay, so singular means one. Let me hear you. I want you to point your finger and say singular means one. One thing. And when you have singular noun, you write it the same way. You write your words the same way. You don't need to add anything. Okay? Okay, I hope you got that. Singular means one. Let's move on. Now, what about plural? Plural means more than one. More than one can be two. For example, my eyes are more than one, right? How many are they? One, two. So more than one can be two. My fingers are more than one. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 little fingers. 10 little fingers. So my fingers are more than one. They can be 10. My ears are more than one. They are 2. So more than one can mean 2. It can mean 5. It can mean 10. It can mean 100. It can mean 1,000. As long as it is more than one. It is not one. It is more than one. For example, we have some pictures on the screen. You can see apples. Can you see apples? How many can you count? 1, 2. I can count 1, 2 apples. What else can you see on the screen? I can see balls. How many can you count on your screen? I can count 1, 2, 3. 3 balls. Can you see that it is more than one? It is not just one, it is more than one. Now, to make anything that is more than one, when a noun is more than one, we say it is plural. We say it is what? Plural. And to make plurals, you sometimes need to add an extra S to the noun. For example, we had one apple when we're talking about singular. When we're talking about singular, we just said one apple. There was no extra S added to it. But for plural, you can see that after the apple, another S has been added to it. Can you see the S? Let me point at the S so that you can see it. Can you see the S? Yes. So an extra S has been added to it. So also the ball. When it was just one, we said one ball. But now that it is 1, 2, 3, we say balls. Can you see the extra S? Can you see it? So to make plurals, you sometimes need to add an extra S. Now let's make sentences using plurals. Look at some more plural examples. Okay, you can see we have singular nouns on one row and plural nouns on another row. One car, because it is one, it is singular. Let me use my pointer. Because it is just one, it is singular. There's no extra S. But now that it is 10, T-E-N, 10, 10. 10 is more than one, obviously. So that's plural. What did we add to the car? You can see the extra S. Can you see it? So, one car, 10 cars. Can you see it? A book. Remember I said if I don't want to say one, I can also say a book. Some books. Some also means more than one. When you say some, you are not talking about one thing. For example, I have some books on my table right now because I'm teaching. I have some books on my table. If I count them, it's 1, 2, 3. I have 3 books. So I can say I have some books. When you say some, it means more than one. Okay? So a book, some books. Can you see my extra S? You can see it, right? That's why I'm pointing at it. Can you see my extra S? Let's move on to the next word. A clock. Sorry for rushing the word. These words are very, very easy to blend, okay? Just take the sounds one after the other and string it together. Clock. Clock. A clock. Some. S-O-M-E. Some. That's one of the words we need to know. Words I need to know. Some. S-O-M-E. Some. Some clocks. Can you see the extra S? You can see it, right? Some clocks. Okay, the last word. One. O-N-E. For those that do not remember, O-N-E is one. One. Sn. Snack. Can you see how I'm blending the sounds together? I take the sounds one after the other, sound the letters one after the other, and I put them together. Sn. Snack. One snack. S-E-V-E-N. 7. 7 snacks. Because it is obviously more than one. Can you see the singular words and the plural words? Let's move on. We are also going to be using plurals in sentences. Now, the instruction here says, add S to the word in brackets and use it to fill up the gaps. Add S to the words in brackets and use it to fill up the gaps. Sentence 1. Let me use my pointer. Sentence 1. I saw... TWO is 2. I saw 2 dash in the house. Now it says add S to the word in bracket. That's the noun that you need to use. That noun in bracket. This is the bracket. Can you see the bracket? Can you see it? So what word is in that bracket? Dog. That means you have to use the word dog in plural to fill in the gap. So like the instruction says, you add S to it first. Let's add S to it. So we add an S to the dog. And when we've written it, that's dogs. You now put it in the sentence. I saw 2, because you can see that it is 2, not 1. 2, more than 1. So I'll fill it up in the gap. I saw 2 dogs. Can you see that? You read the instruction and answer with the instructions. Add S to the word in brackets and use it to fill up the gap. That's what we have just done. We have added S to the dog in brackets and use the dogs to fill up the sentence. I saw 2 dogs in the house. Let's try the next one. Sentence 2. I need my pointer now. She has some. Remember I said when we say some, it typically tells you it is more than one. It tells you it is more than one. Some. She has some dash. Can you see the word in bracket? Can you see it? Sweet. 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 She has some dash. Some tells me it is more than one. So what do? I'll add an S to the word in brackets. Sweet. Then I'll use it to fill up my gap. Let me fill up my gap first, and then we're going to read the sentence together. Permit my writing. You know, it's not going to be as clear. Okay. I hope you can see that. She has some sweets. I need my pointer now. She has some sweets. Because some is more than one. So the other sentences as well will do the same thing. I can read 10, what would that be? Books. Because we have book in the bracket and you just add your S. I can read can read. I can read. Ten. 10. I can read 10 books. I'll add an S to my book. The the six. The 6 dash are very big. What's the word in bracket? Bag. Add my S. Bags. 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 The 6 bags are very big. And lastly, oh, sorry for that. Lastly, Nell can eat 2 big what? Apples. Very good. So we have been able to use plurals in sentences. We're not done yet. Now our task, we have been able to do this together. For those that have textbook, you can open to your textbook page 15. You see everything that we have discussed. It is on page 15. Yes, page 15 and 18 of your English textbook, for those that have their textbooks. So for those that have their textbook, your task is on pages 16 and 17. You have to write S after the word to mean more than one. That's your task. Pages 16 and 17 of your English grammar textbook. You have to fill up the words using their plurals. Write the plurals of the singular words. You see them in your textbook. For those without textbook, do not worry. Check the group for your worksheet activity. I'll post it on the group. Okay? So, in conclusion, the next time you make a sentence with a noun, remember to check if it is one, that is, if it is just a singular noun, one, or if it is plural, more than one, and use correctly. Okay, now we already know that some plural nouns make plurals by adding S. Some singular nouns rather make plurals by adding an extra S. Okay, bye, see you later.